आज कौन सा टॉपिक है? हिंदी में बोलना है, अंग्रेजी में बोलना है? हिंदी तो बहुत भारी होती है, अंग्रेजी में आसानी से समझता है। नौकरी तो इंग्लिश में ही करनी पड़ेगी। गुजराती में करो। और कोई लैंग्वेज है? Everybody knows English. Otherwise, there are many who will be frowning at me if I say anything in Hindi, because they show blank face. Anyway. So, if I remember correctly, what is the topic I have been given? Why there are troubles to be faced in Krishna consciousness? Was it not something?
Yeah. Why devotees struggle in spiritual life?
Who gave that subject? You have a fertile brain. Why devotees have to struggle in Krishna consciousness? Life itself is a struggle. If we are existing in a non-real situation or temporary situation, an eternal living entity will never accept that position. So naturally, he has to struggle. Prabhupada said, in recent quote, that in Krishna consciousness, you can easily avoid trouble if you work for Krishna. If you work for Krishna, you can easily avoid the struggle. Otherwise, the struggle is there. There are varieties of realization why the struggles are there. And everything is pointing ultimately to, chant Hare Krishna and be happy, be struggle free. But it's this simple sentences have to be explained in details. Mantras are simple, but explanations are very, very profound and detailed. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Prakriti sthani karshati. Karshati means struggle. Prakriti sthani. Stha means situated. The jiva is situated in the material nature, and his life is a struggle. He's not staying out of material nature. If somebody is staying out of material nature and situated in its own original spiritual nature, there is no struggle. So, Karshati is also understood to be pull in, pull out, pull in, pull out. It's a constant fight. Sometimes Prakriti wins, sometimes it lets us win a little bit and put into another hallucination as if we are victorious. Prakriti will never allow us to win. The lifespan of human being is said to be 100 years. But in Kali Yuga, 100 years are too much. Too much. If you become 80, 85, Prabhu, you made it to the mark. Now retire and go to hell. That's what they want to say, but they don't tell like it. But if somebody glorifies somebody's birthday in advance, all right, it means they're chastising. They're chastising. We should live up to the expectation of Guru and Krishna. Instead, people indulge and they taunt us. Indirectly, they say, Prabhu, enough. All right? You made your mark. Now leave us alone. Manashasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Along with the five senses, the sixth is mind, which is situated amongst the three modes of material nature, and they force us, our senses, to dance according to the influence of the three modes of material nature. But it's not a willful dance. It's a forced. Forced. So, devotees are not immediately to be considered liberated, free from the effect of material nature. They have to work hard. They have to work hard and they have to make a progressive observation that really they are living a life of detachment. Because that is the cardinal rule. In Satya Yuga, it was meditation. Tretayam yajato makhai. In Treta Yuga, it was fire sacrifice. These are all purificatory processes to become free from the effect of the three modes of material. Dvapara paricharya. In the Dvapara Yuga, you should be so much benevolent that you may not notice that people are hungry within your own household, but you are feeding everywhere. Generous. Give in the temple worship. Give charity. People used to give charity of gold in Dwapara Yuga. No wonder South Indian temples are so rich. They did not plunder somebody's jewelry shop and collect it down. And people are so generous, but that is the stage of Dwapara Yuga. How much are they getting in Kali Yuga? It's very difficult to say. Whatever the treasure in Thiruvananthapuram is there, it's still the same. It's not significantly increasing because this is Kali Yuga. All these temples were standing still in Dwapara Yuga. They were reconstructed. So we see the soul is living in a foreign nature and is constantly struggling to overcome the effects of material nature. And the beginners in devotional service will also continue to struggle. To become struggle-free, what are we told? Decrease the attachment. So any material concept, any material indulgence in the material nature, any material sense enjoyment, unnecessary. Because everything is made to be utilized in service of Krishna, and we miss the point. So Krishna gives the opportunity to understand. If you connect material nature in my service, it is rightly placed. But if you usurp the resources of material nature for little or no benefit, then you'll be entangled, and entanglement is a struggle. We do not understand how subtle laws of material nature are working. So in the beginning, the devotees find struggle. But those who are overcome, because they have been given some, good, solid, and experiential, weapon for show, to come out from the struggle. when you prefer to chant Hare Krishna willingly, then the struggle starts disappear. But we are not willfully chanting. We think, oh, I can chant for 10 years and my trouble will be over. But sometimes it so happens. Devotees are surprised that because they started chanting, the struggle is popping out more. That is also a complaint. As if Krishna is to be blamed. They target him. There's a general perception that if you want to remove the dirt, you apply soap, right? The dirt is picked up in the foam, and in the amount of dirt, the foam will also become dirty. Is it not? It's a general perception. But will you get afraid when the dirt is coming out? Oh, no. We are addicted to the dirt also. We don't want to give up the dirt. Even in the name of, becoming a devotee, our anarthas are lingering behind. So even though we become mature in understanding, but the fourth stage of anartha, most of the devotees have to struggle. You have Shraddha. Tato sadhu sangha you have. Atha bhajana kriya. Take initiation and enter into a very qualified bhajana kriya. Chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regulatory principles. And the problems are popping out more. Right? You think chanting is a dangerous activity? Some people give up. I was better than, what is now. They give up. They don't understand. But if you want clean clothes, you will keep on watering and washing on. The washing process, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, should be there. As long as our mirror of our heart is not clean, then we'll be afraid of our own dirt. We don't want to, get rid of it because it is very inauspicious to remove the dirt from our heart. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us how to do Gundicha marjan with profuse water of the holy name. Clean. It's not enough. Clean again. It's not enough. Clean. So then and then, when the Lord appears on the seat of your heart, you'll be feeling all of a sudden peace and happiness. Brahma Nirvanam Shantim Richati. Shantim is happiness. Shanti is not dead silence. Who needs dead silence? Mayavadi. impersonal is nothing. So the idea of facing the problems, otherwise also, without Krishna consciousness, problems are going to stay with you. But here is a cleansing process, and one should not be doubtful on the cleansing process. I've been chanting for 10 years and yet, I'm in trouble. Better I'll change the mantra. I will believe in Kalki. In Sydney, people are thinking like this. Huh? Some of my foolish disciples are also involved. What do they think? Oh, because I'm a devotee, I have a problem in my married life. I beat up my wife so much, but it's because I'm a devotee. I don't want. Let's give me up devotion, sir. Kali means the age of color. Color means problems, struggle. But foolish person doesn't understand. The body is a source of misery. Not only the mind. The mind works according to the association of the modes of material nature. And how can he blame Krishna? He made it so that you can express your own integral mode that you want to accept. If you are born in mode of ignorance, then you will protect that mode. To remove that mode of ignorance, you require jnana. They think, well, I know that, but it doesn't work. So he thinks, if it works, then it is called realized knowledge. Otherwise, it is wrong. My guru is wrong. Right? Krishna doesn't care. Neither guru cares. His business is to pull him from the ignorance. Let them dance, even though their hands and feet are bound by the ropes of mode of ignorance. They are trying to find happiness in Kalki. Arre Baba, Kalki is not going to spare anybody. Kalki is Swayam Bhagwan. And those who do not believe in him, means Bhagwan aspect, means Krishna. Okay, we'll chop them out. So, erroneous conceptions are like decorations on their ignorance. They love ignorance. They want to start building the temple of Kalki Avatar. I know one of his ISKCON, he's no more. He was also going to build a temple for Kalki. What does Srimad Bhagavatam say about it? He will appear. Let him appear first. And sure, it means you wait for 432,000 years. Yes, I don't want to wait that much. Let's make Kalki appear soon. So they use their some kind of mumbo jumbo calculations and bring a vocative person without any proof of the Shastra, Guru Sadhu Shastra. And they misguide the people simply by bluffing. You may try this way or that way, but troubles are not going to leave. Such people are explained by Kapil Dev. In the third canto, addressing to his mother. Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma jadendriya pritane apnoti na sadhu manya atmanoyam asat api kleshada asade parabhavasya abodha jato javan na jigyasam atmatattvam javat kriya tavat manobhi karmatmakam eva sharitam. The bodily conception of life is so deep in such people that they don't understand that they are soul, spirit, eternal, indestructible. If they are indestructible, then why do they fear for little problems in the life? But because they are not confident, even theoretically. What to speak of practically? Because their practices are poor show of Sanskrit. Nothing. So, Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam traya pratachetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhav na vidhyate. By hook or crook, he may be trying, but because they are engaged in Sanskrit victory life, they will never get resolute determination for the service to the spiritual identity. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Atma's occupation is to serve the Supreme Paramatma. That intelligence or resolute determination can never happen. In second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekehe kurunandana bahushakha hirantasya buddhayo avyavasayina. Avyavasayina vyavasayina. If you have occupation, just to fill your belly and sense gratification, do you think it is Atma's vyavasaya? Is it the soul's occupation? That resolute determination is one without second. You cannot ascertain to something else which is a temporary, for the time being. Those who are temporary does not come in the category of absolute. They come in category of relative truth, but not absolute. So we should understand by deliberation, and that's why it is very important to be educated in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada did not bring this movement for idiotic natures. It is so much progressive and self-revealing. You do not need any artificial means. Is chanting Hare Krishna an artificial means? No. How do you believe? Because you have not experienced. The soul is eternal. It's part and parcel of Krishna. You have not experienced. But what is our strength of cultivation of determination? Not faith. Determination. What? Association. Association with devotees. Such people associate with some other motivations. But a wrong association can put somebody into trouble like anything. And you can't make an alibi and blame Krishna or your guru. I got him, right? So this is the material nature. It is not spiritual nature, but we have to tackle with spiritual nature. Welcome to Sydney, Maharaj. Huh? So, Srila Prabhupada made it so clear, painstakingly clear, so everybody can understand. It doesn't require much effort. The proof will come according to our own sincerity. And never get afraid while cleansing process, the dirt is coming out and you get afraid. Oh, when I was not chanting, it was very clear to me. And no, but I started chanting and load of problems are coming up. Yes. How would you know that these are the same problems that were sunk into you from the very beginning? You passed through, but you still want to harbor the same Sanskrit activities and ignorance as a predominant excuse not to understand Bhagavad Gita or your Guru's words. Right? So, what can we do? Chant Hare Krishna and pray to Krishna. Then someday they will realize whatever they have done is not going to in the vain, but whatever they are not doing is not going to be beneficial anyway to them. It's a waste of time. Always remain proactive in the process. You've been given process. It's not that, behind my mind that I have to chant 16 rounds. Yeah, but this, I have to work little hard so my boss will give more bonus. It's okay. Chant. I'm going to chant all my life. Why can't you have a little break? Go into the vacation. Vacation mode. Actually, the source of life cannot be put in the vacation mode. Source of reality cannot be put into vacation. It is dynamic, nitya, eternal. So never be confused. when some problems. Be strong. This is what Prahlad taught to his classmates. And those the residents of Haryashva Loka were under the leadership of Prahlad Maharaj. They all chant this Nrsinga mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsinghaya Namaste Jaste Avir Bhav Vajra Nakha Vajra Dramshra Karmashayan Randa Samagrasa Grasa Om Swaha Abhayam Atmani Bhuishtam Om Shram. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsingadev, whose nails and teeth fly like thunderbolts. Kindly vanquish our demon-like desires from our heart, so that we become fearless for the struggle in the existence of material. Chant this prayer daily, and your mind will be set in correct direction. How do the unearthers are popping out, or our activities which are self-destructive? How do they pop out? Unless and until they are deep down desires. We might be carrying on from the previous life too. Right? And they are nothing but ignorant desires who, if we pamper, then it might come out from our actions or words and then actions. Manasa, vacha, karmana. Manifestations of a demon. And demon-like desires are there. Therefore, the demons are produced. Check. Hiranyakashipu was knowing Atma Tattva. When Hiranyaksha was killed by Shukarupa, Hiranyakashipu was addressing the wife of his brother. Why are you crying on the dead body? After all, his Atma is liberated. But I know Vishnu killed him, and therefore Vishnu is our enemy. All right. If one is a so-called realized person, but considers Lord Vishnu the source of life, source of Atma, because he expands as Paramatma, he sustains the Atma, and still envious of it from deep down foundational level. So naturally his desires are going to pop up anytime, and they will make troubles for him. And he think I will have to create trouble in the world, so world will know my power. So the demon-like desires have to be wiped out very first thing. So if we are sincere to become pure without the effect of the mode of ignorance that has cultivated this kind of desires, destructive desires, my dear Lord, it's so easy for you to kill them. But please kill and make me fearless. Devotees ask fearlessness. Children, who likes Lord Nrsingadev? Who likes Lord Nrsingadev? Do you like Lord Nrsingadev? Huh? No child of ISKCON will say ever that I don't like him. Because they also become fearless. like Prahlad. So fearlessness was cultivated by Narad Muni's instruction in Prahlad's heart. Become fearless in front of the most fearful. No, fearful things are within our heart. So pray to the Supreme who can even, from whom even fear personified fears for. Vayam swayam bibheti. Vayam swayam bibheti. What is that sloka in Damodarastakam? Rudantam murnetram yugam priyantam karam bhojayogena dhantam karnetram Iti prasvati ananda kunde swarup varam deva moksam Where is the fear? Because it was born in the very first time. Yashoda biyo lukkalandavama. Karam bhoja yukmena shatanka netram Yashoda biyo lukkalandavama. Varamrishtam atyanta rotvikopya rudantam. Krishna is crying. Baba, he is making so many kinds of faces and bewildering you. But he doesn't do that. To cheat anybody, he will put up a false tear. And we are simply imitators. Can we imitate, right? So an imitator is completely opposite of reality. Or impersonator. Impersonating means you are doing what a personality is supposed to do, but you do not know your personality. You are impersonal, trying to do what he is doing. That is, human being is not able to do what Krishna is doing. Right? And therefore, we are punishable and Krishna is worshipable. Have you seen Krishna crying? He cries only for 1 month. Not the other one. Right? So The basic conception is that whatever is in our heart pops up as thoughts, then comes in the words form, and then action form. So demons are very subtle, living within us, and it can manifest the demon when we act according to those desires. Otherwise, there is no process to beget demons. Whatever was in the thought in the mind of the mother of all the demons, who Diti. You know Diti? Kashyap Muni has 2 wives. He had many wives, but these 2 are prominent. Diti and Aditi. The nature of these 2 wives are simply desires. Diti begot Daityas, means demons, and Aditi begot Adityas, means incarnations of Vishnu. What a potency! The manifestation of divine or divinity comes by investing the thoughts which are divine in nature. Then Krishna says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam vettiyo tattvata. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti maviti sura. If one knows my appearance and activities which are divine, now who knows Krishna as divine unless he has become divine? Unless he has cultivated divinity in him. What is the source of cultivating divinity in us? We have been given, we have been initiated in the holy name which is divine. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So the process is perfect. Prabhupada said, I may be imperfect, but the process I follow is perfect. Therefore, I have every hope to become perfect. Nobody can find out fault in devotional service. In yoga, in jnana, they are imperfect. Because they give partial results. But bhakti, perfection. So even though we are given the holy name to depend upon cultivation of our divinity, our maturity, if we are not putting up a desired effort that Srila Prabhupada has given, chant 16 rounds daily without fail, follow 4 regulative principles, and engage for 8 hours in pleasing Lord Krishna. Whether you earn on your own, but everything should become pleasing active, because you are borrowing the energy of Lord Krishna that is not your own and trying to work. Because karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. The energy of karma is generated from Brahman, which is sum total of both spiritual and material energy. And Brahma Aksharam Samudbhavam. Aksharam, the infallible state of Lord Shri Krishna is Akshara. And Brahma depends upon it. Tasmat sarvagatam Brahma nitya yagya pratishthita. We are supposed to perform all the activities as yajna, means yajnartha karmana anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. These are very straight informations that we do not apply. We do not apply. We fail. If our application of the process of chanting Hare Krishna is deficient, then how do we expect to be fearless and putting up all the effort that will promote us? We are very patient people, but you should not be patient. The disciples should not be patient. They should take up the importance of the process because it's a life savior, saving us from the trouble. If our body is troublesome, body relations are going to be troublesome. They will not give us happiness. Even though expansions of body relationships are going to be troublesome. Nothing is a clean royal road to go back home, back to Godhead. There is only one. Follow the path chalked down by Lord Shri Krishna, and try to please him. Atah Pumbi Drijasveshta Varnashrama Vipagasha Sonatishtasya Dharmasya Samsiddhi Haritoshanam. Haritoshanam means satisfaction of Lord Hari is the aim of our actions. Do you think any actions by those who are deviators are for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu? Never. The equations do not work in a premature way. You have to fulfill all the, norms, conditions. Even biological equations do not work. Even though they know all the formulas of all the chemicals and what is the action, reactions. But now, because soul is involved. Super soul is involved. He is the one who is giving consciousness to the soul, and soul expresses his consciousness to the senses. But because the consciousness has been utilized for satisfying the senses instead of master of the senses, who is Krishna. So they do not know that they can ever justify their activities. Sarvopadir vinirmuktam nirmalam rishikena rishikesham sevanam bhakti richate. Engage our senses in the service of the master of the senses, Rishikesh. And these are clear-cut instructions given by Srila Prabhupada. Rupa Goswami, they are the directors of the process of bhakti. The process of bhakti is perfect. That process not only fructifies the bhakti for anybody, but bhakti pareshanu bhava, it gives you experience of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, and virakti. means detachment from the worldly activities. He is active, but he is not attached. How is it so? How can you do? You do all worldly activities, but how come it will not be binding to devotees? Anybody?
Devotee to Krishna.
Activity.
One person at a time, please.
Devote to the Krishna, whatever you are doing. So
Eh?
you can devote, like you can offer the result to the Krishna, what you are doing.
So,
You can do worldly activity, you can do your work. It should be not a problem.
it means it is yajna, where you do not anticipate any participation in the result of it. It belongs to Krishna. You work for Krishna. Whatever you earn, offer it to him. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhosi yadasi yat tapasya kaunteya tat kuru swamada. Plain and simple. Increase the affirmity, acceptability, and these guidelines, and invest in our life and see the results are very, very phenomenal. Anybody has any question? Don't become so worried, Prabhu, Swami, if I'm asking too much or heavy. No, no. This is the point that we have to liberate not only ourselves, our fathers, as well as children, everybody. So those who are initiated, they get liberated, but they have to expand the liberation and give the benefit to the kinsmen. That attachment is positive, and because you are attached to Krishna consciousness, you can extend and give benefit to your kinsmen. Otherwise, it is automatically sent. That you don't have to put even oblation to your forefathers. 21 generation will be liberated. It's not a bluff. Means 21 parents you took birth from. They will be liberated. Don't bring brother, sister, and kaka mamas.
Question.
Yes, sir.
You say that when you seriously chanting the Maha Mantra, mostly you're declaring war against Maya. So is it be okay also to pray Maya to give us not have effect on us again, sincerely chant the Maha Mantra?
Krishna Surya Samamaya hai andhakar. Jahan Krishna tahan nahi maya radhikar.
But we're not
But you are giving Maya opportunity to act on you. What can you do?
in the beginning you're very purely chanting.
At a beginning or end, it is the same thing. The end result should be come back to Godhead. By hook or crook. Crook means you can cheat Maya. Krishna is giving so much potency in chanting Hare Krishna. Why do you have to show lame or lachari?
The Maya Devi is also devotee of Krishna.
Now, you can make friends then with Maya Devi. But don't support Kali then. You are supporting Devi Maya or Atma Maya of Krishna, not Mahamaya. Okay? She has two forms. Don't try to keep her merged and lumped. Whenever you want, you indulge in Mahamaya. And if you are tired, okay, I will merge into Yogamaya. Can you do that? There's no methodology. Maya is not a fool. She works under the supervision of Krishna. She is as powerful as Krishna. But she is subservient to Krishna. So she will have no fault on her part. Maya dakshena prakriti suryavi sacharacharam etananena jagatve parivar. Because our prakriti is competitive to Krishna or envious to Krishna. Therefore, we are in trouble. This material world is a Maya for those who are envious of Krishna, and she will not allow that to win. She will put more and more hurdles. Till you raise your hands and surrender to Krishna, then she will not do anything. That is her methodology. If you be on the side of Devi Maya, Yoga Maya, then you will never fall again into the material. That is the only solution to how to come out from the troubles of.
But Maharaj, the husband is Lord Shiva. He is the Param Vaishnava.
Hmm? Say it again.
In Durga Devi,
Durga Devi,
she is consort of Lord Shiva, right? Is consort of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva's
which Shiva?
Not Sadashiva.
She is the consort of Lord Shiva, who is in charge of more of ignorance. Right? But Sadashiva is not in mode of ignorance. He chants Mahashankarshan mantra because he is the transformation of Mahashankarshan from Vaikuntha. So that is Sadashiva.
This Shiva is not his Param Vaishnava too, right?
Yes, but you won't find him. That is it. How do you see Lord Shiva's through the paintings of the artist? How do you see? What is he doing? Wow. Is he attached to the material world or detached? He said, that's good. Huh? And he's happy within. But then how is Maya Devi herself? When the relationship is attracting him, even at the cost of the insult that she is going to receive, she still uh, defied Lord Shiva's instruction and goes. And she got a reason then, because her eyes opened that she committed a great offense to the Lord. Right? But in Kailas, which is also on the other side of Virja, where the Vaikuntha planets are beginning, Lord Shiva has that position. That is Sadasiva. But in material world, he works as Dwarpal, not to allow anybody scrupulous to go out or enter. Generally, impersonalists are very much enamored by the glowing rays of Brahmajyoti. They are shining in the material world through Lord Shiva Loka. That is Mahakal Pura. Sanatana Goswami is showing that in the journey of Gopakumar. So Mahakal Pura. At this level, many impersonalists are trapped and they think this is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. This is the place of becoming merged. But Lord Shiva pushed them down to come back, take a rebirth. Only Gopakumar had desired to go to Vaikuntha. So Lord Shiva was very happy because he is meditating on Lord Vishnu's, his original form. And he said, Gopakumar, you are going to Vaikuntha. Can I join you? Lord Shiva thinks that he will accompany him because he knows his eternal position in Kailash. So all of a sudden, Vishnu Dutas came. Vishnu Dutas came to take Gopakumar to Vaikuntha. And Lord Shiva says, oh yeah, I know. Gopakumar, they came for you, not for me. I have to do the job here, to prevent imposters going back home, back to God. Arvindaksha Vimuktamanina Tayasta Bhava Avishuddha Buddhaya Aruhya Kruchena Paramapadam Tata Patantiyadha Anadi Yashvadagraya. Without taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, how can one go back home, back to Godhead? Even if it's the Brahmajyoti level. No, they cannot. Because they don't have a support system. Krishna's lotus feet are the supreme abode of support. Anadrat means they hate. They don't take the shelter of Angraya, means the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. That is impersonality. So how are they thinking? Okay, Lord Shiva says you hang in so-called shadow in Brahmajyoti in Mahakalpur, and I'll kick you down again. The Lord Shiva filters them. They cannot go. So it is the realm of almost Yogamaya for Lord Shiva by his meditation. You can create that atmosphere within your own heart and stay. But eternal place of original form is Sankarshan, and it's a second expansion of Chaturvyuha at Vaikuntha level, secondary Chaturvyuha. So Anantashesh and Lord Shiva are both the transformations of Sankarshan, or secondary Sankarshan is called Mahashankarshan. That is the beautiful explanation. Otherwise, Lord Shiva is ready to jump and go with him, crossing Virja. But our Shiva respects his position in the material world. That he has to do a thankless task.
But if you see somebody sincere,
Hmm?
if Lord Shiva sees somebody sincere trying to become a devotee of the Lord, then he will assist.
No. Actually, the Vishnu Duttas told even Gopakumar, this is only Vaikuntha. So nonetheless, he didn't have the idea where the Goloka would be. But he has to go through Vaikuntha. He was unable to relate himself because it's awe and reverence, neutrality, and no proactive service. Even husband and wife can go to Vaikuntha level if they are. Anybody from South India? Oh, I know. Did you ever do Kalyan Utsavam with our Prasannatma Prabhu? You never did. You are wise. You are not going to Vaikuntha. You will be going directly to Golok Vrindavan. In South India, where Lakshmi and Narayan is worshipped, they worship as Archana. So, pious Hindu families, they also go husband and wife, and they do Kalyan Utsavam and this Archana to get Lakshmi and Narayan married. You know how many times in a busy day Lakshmi Narayan has to get married? Yeah, they do. Repeatedly get married. Okay, this marriage is over. So both husband and wife get the result to go back to Vaikuntha. One can take his wife. Whatever desire they have, Sashti, Samipya, Salukya, and Sarupya. 4 different kinds of liberation they will have. But Krishna claims everyone individual is part and parcel. And everybody is not marrying to him. But everybody is allowed to develop specific relationship that they had before. And, so Guru also has himself a relationship with Krishna. So he can take up to that point to that. And then whatever relationship the disciple would have, Guru will not interfere. They say, Prema gali ati sakari tame dosam. 2 is a company and 3 is a crowd. You can't participate there. There is no third person can ever go. Krishna has with his soul individual relationships. Lord Vishnu doesn't. Therefore, as when wife wants to go and have Sarshti Mukti, all opulence, they will look, or Sarupya, they will look like Vishnu and Lakshmi themselves. So these are specific goals given. And even though in Sakam Bhakti this is allowed, akamavas, sarvakamai, moksha kama udarati, tivrena bhakti yogena yajat purusham param. You have to execute Tivra Bhakti. What is Tivra Bhakti? Have you felt extremely painful situation that you can't bear? You call it Tivra pain. The acute devotional service. You are ready to do anything just to fulfill your desires. Be my guest. Vishnu will tell you. So, if these are lofty goals, then why want to live like a demon and anti-Krishna conscious way? After all, Krishna fulfills everybody's desire. Krishna gives opportunity. Okay, you don't want to chant Hare Krishna. Okay. Chant Kalki, and Kalki's glories. But the teacher of Kalki, it may not be a Vaishnava. Then what will happen to you? There is no unbroken chain of disciplic succession to give you guaranteed success. Probably he will rip you off. There are more chances. So Krishna fulfills desire of everyone. We wish, may Krishna fulfill those wayward disciples' desire also. Quickly. Why to wait?
Kali Yuga to end.
Eh?
They want Kali Yuga to end fast, or they think it's already ended.
You think they can twist Krishna's hand?
Really not.
428,000 years yet to say. Let's say there's situation in 80 years. If they can make whole Sydney Kalkiites, International Society for Kalki Consciousness, destroying consciousness. They made an organization here. Huh? They did.
Yeah, following organization. They're following one.
Not the organization registered.
Yeah.
Wow. How many years they are working here? 4 or 5.
We came to know only now.
We came to last year.
Yes, Prabhu. I'm a deaf man. I'm a deaf man.
Just wondering, did Krishna ever feel pain or cry
Oh, sure.
apart from the Damodar.
Surely, you are touching up a very important point. You know, because so many part and parcel, unlimited part and parcel, they have rejected Krishna. They gave up the company of Krishna and fell into the creation, sustenance, and dissolution of temporary material worlds. Right? And out of that, what percentage are acknowledging that they made a mistake and they want to go back home, back to God? This example of Gopakumar that Sanatana Goswami describes in Brihad Bhagavatam is very, very appropriate. So somehow another Gopakumar is progressing from Dwarka platform to Goloka Vrindavan. All right? Sanatana Goswami said this is the planet of cows, Surabhi cow. You can't stay for one night in the cow shed. What to speak to stay in the planet of cows? And that is the central planet. You can't bear the smell of gobar. Huh? But Golok Vrindavan, there is no description like that. But anyway, Gopakumar reaches Vrindavan. And it was around evening when Krishna is supposed to return and go Dhuli time. Say around 4 or 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock. He returns to the village coming from the riverside, and the acknowledgement comes that Krishna is happy to return, and then by playing the flute. So from far away, the Brijvasis are listening. Oh, Krishna is come. Simply on the sound of flute. They are not seeing him because they are far away. The sound reaches faster than vision. Then Krishna was coming near. The cows and calves were coming, and automatically they go into their respective shades, and Gopakumar was observing so keenly. That is Krishna. So gradually Krishna was appearing when the sound and the play of the flute becoming unison. So the vision can reach at that point without any difficulty. So Gopakumar says, yes, I can see something that he must be Krishna. All right. And he was eager to see the Lord. But Krishna saw Gopakumar from far. He ran. Krishna ran to Gopakumar. And he cried, embraced him. Oh, Sarupa, why did you leave me? Why did you leave? Krishna was feeling so much separation from his own part and parcel. So how many millions and trillions of living entities have been separated? Krishna individually, feels for us. And you can imagine Sanatana Goswami describes the tears of Lord Krishna when he embraced. And he is no more Gopakumar. He addressed him Sarupa. Sarupa, not Swarupa even. Sa means with, Rupa means original form. You were not formless. You had a specific form, name. So Sarupa became the name, and we were just calling him Gopakumar. That he happened to be in today's Vrindavan, village Vrindavan. But he got Hare Krishna Mahamantra from Katyayani Mata in Kamrup Desh, that is Assam, Dibrugarh. What is the relationship? You read Bhagavatamritam, the journey of Gopakumar. So when Gopakumar goes back, or when you go back home, back to Godhead, you are not going to be a happy smile. You will realize how Krishna was crying for us. Yes. Goswamis are completely, turning our own selfish thinking into what Krishna would be. That's the idea. So this is the secret in devotional service, that you anticipate something, yeah, and it is not like that. You think you will be able to wash your own dirt by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but you are getting afraid of the dirt itself. Then you blame Krishna. Our enviousness, even in accepting our process as it is also difficult. And we measure the rate of Krishna consciousness on the basis of how much I am trouble-free in my life. Actually, devotional service is to free us from everything. Misconception. So this is a very important point that you brought, that we never think otherwise. We have to think from the side of Krishna if you are favoring Krishna. Manmana bhava madbhakto matyaji mam namaskuru mame vashya satyam te pratigani kriyosti. At that level, how would you translate this? Manmana bhava. Madbhakta. Why Krishna is emphasizing, and our understanding is far, far distant from Krishna's desires. Far, far. We think selfishly. But Krishna, I said, you are mine. You belong to me. That is the cardinal fact. Param Satya. Jat gyatvana punarmoham evam vyasyasi pandava etanya bhutani ashashani rakshas atmanyatho mai. It doesn't lie. All these living entities are but my part and parcel. They are within me and they are mine. If Krishna is claiming that we are within him, so where is the distance between me and him? But because of our envious nature, we have been thrown far, far away. So accept the trouble as blessings. And be happy, because surely Krishna will pick you up. Esam samvurdatta mrityu sansar sagarat pavami nachirat patham. To them I'll lift up from the sinking ocean. Pull them out. Have you seen the photo of Krishna pulling the devotee out from sinking in the ocean? Any other questions? Thank you for that question. It's very important. Yeah. Yes.
How do we attain?
I'm a little uncomfortable. All right. Okay. And there should be another mic. Do you have another mic? No, give them because it's difficult for me to hear. No. Okay. You will need it in future. All right.
That's Krishna is attached towards material bonding, material relationships. How do we quickly attain it?
Any and all attachments, if they are offered for the pleasure of Krishna, then you will become free. But if you are keeping this attachment with you, if you have attachment to raise somebody, you raise it for pleasure of Krishna. That is the ideal grahastha life is. Are this attachment troubling you or liberating you?
Combination.
Combination, but it doesn't liberate you at all. It may give you sometimes pleasure, but that pleasure is very short-lived. Why don't you strive for long-term benefit, eternal benefit? For that reason, we approach spiritual master, right? That is the purpose. So, spiritual master guides according to the instructions of the Shastra. Shastra. Having taken shelter at the lotus feet of the Supreme Absolute Truth, he will impart you the truth, right? So, then again, start that process with faith. And because it contains the truth, you will also get in proportion of your degree of the faith that you are investing in it. You may not invest wholeheartedly, but the fact remains the same. You know, that it's not that we do not have any questions unanswered. And there is a chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam said, in the first canto itself, Krishna is the answer of everything, the source of everything, incarnation of everything, but he is the source of absolute truth, right? So the truth has to be invested. It's free, it is, but we have to put our, understanding. If you cannot understand on your own, then you can clear it by proper, questions, and you'll get it. You'll get help. Because it is also again dependent upon the degree of realizations. Spiritual master should be also a realized person. So whatever our puny understanding is there, it will be given more opportunity to get a verifiable answer through the spiritual master, like that. It's not a dry indication that you do this and it will happen. What is that Mishraji is going to get rid of Kalki or get rid of these people? What is the aim? Mr. Mishra. Mishra means mixed up. And Mishraji is well mixed up, like a hodgepodge. Prabhupada is not a mixed up. He gets a very clear-cut answer. Even one instruction is a pariprashnena sevaya. Pariprashna means what? You should ask till you are satisfied. The same thing. In I think New Vrindavan in 1974, Srila Prabhupada gave Varnashram Dharma classes. Okay, they Varnashram Dharma classes, and he's explaining the how to systematically go by neti process that Prahlad Maharaj teaches, and the seventh canto, what he learned from Narad Muni while he was in the womb of his mother, right? Prahlad is telling that you have to find soul, indicate that this is not it, this is not it. It's called neti. But it doesn't mean that you have to stop. Impersonalities also do the neti process. Okay? That this is not it, this is not it. So ultimately you come to the most subtlest aspect of your reality that existence. It's a soul. But you cannot explain. It cannot be described. And Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself is telling. We feel short. Now what? You put so many that I'm pushed up. So systematically, Prabhupada says, and Prahlad Maharaj saying to his classmates that you have to use this neti process. But you have to come to iti. This is it. This is it. So that was also, one of the understanding that Prabhupada tells about in that Varnashram Dharma lecture series in 1974 in New Vrindavan, US of A. It takes a very cool-headed thought perception, go where the root of the question is and how to put up a very proper perspective answer by appropriate verses. Actually, I gave class in Melbourne. The first class was on this. You should have unflinching faith in the words of the spiritual master. Prahlad says, my mother heard it, okay? But she could not develop unflinching faith in the words of Narada. But I also heard and I developed that. So therefore, he is requesting his classmates. This is the process. Cultivate unflinching faith in Guru and Krishna. Yasya deve para bhakti, yasa deve tata guru, tasyeti katita hi artyaha prakashante maha. Rupa Goswami says that. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. You know. So like that, the second one is this particular verse, that yes, you have a body and body have organs and organs are having tissues and so many things. But you are not the body, you are not the organs, you are not the tissues. Then who are you? Go to the deepest by negating, that is neti neti. But then you will come up to the deepest core of your consciousness where you will be located, where your consciousness is located. However, you put the consciousness superficially, then you will be confused. I said, how can that be the source of reality? No. There are words like heart, that Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Radeshe Arjuna Tishtati. Now, this is the location, but it doesn't mean it is pumping heart. Everybody has a pumping heart. And sometimes this heart is also exchanged and replaced. What happened to the soul? There was a question. If it is situated in the heart. So yes, the soul has its seat, Paramatma has its own seat. Here only the seat is exchanged. Right? That's the position. It is not in the pumping heart, but pumping heart may be the most vital organ for the life sources. But it is also said, Sarvatra by the help of oxygen, the soul is transported throughout the body and it experiences its presence throughout. So it is located at one place and it is diffused also. Your mind will also pull you out in the night. Your body is lying there, but you are somewhere else. Right? That is also the third proposition is there. So it is not the physical location. Right? Like another thing, you know this verse in Brahma Samhita, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santaha Sadaiva Radayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shyama Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Santana Santa Sadaiva Radayeshu Vilokayanti. Now, which Raday? And how that Hriday will be found out? There's a Premanjana Shri. Our eyes of knowledge or the realized knowledge must be tainted with the salve of love towards the Supreme. Bhakti Vilochanena. These eyes are properly set in visualizing the Lord's form with bhakti. The salve of love is anointed in the eyes of bhakti. Eyes of bhakti. Santah sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti. These are the medium, hridayeshu. Again. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, Haribol Maharaj. Getting hungry. What are they bringing here? I'm not going to eat again. Oh, some goodies are coming. Distribution. Sadhu. Whose birthday? Huh? Just 2 days before. बस हमें जो खाना नहीं कहते उसे ही काट कर So in this verse, Hridayeshu Vilokayanti, where will you find the core of your consciousness? That place is your Hridaya.